Tonight we have made our way to downtown Orlando. We are dining at the Boheme at the Grand Bohemian Hotel. So tonight we are actually partaking in Orlando magical dining. So we will be getting appetizer, entree, and dessert for $35 a person. And we actually already started out in the lounge with some pre-dinner cocktails.
So for my pre-dinner cocktail, I got the American Mule. This is Seagram 7 Fever Tree Ginger Beer Grapefruit Juice in the Fee Brothers Cranberry Bitters. It's quite smooth. It has that nice like whiskey smokiness to it. And then just a little bit of sweetness with the grapefruit and the cranberry bitters. And then I just really like that ginger taste that gets added in there from the ginger beer. So smooth cocktail, really good, not super sweet. I like it.
I also decided to get a cocktail and I got the Apple Pie Sangria. This is apple pie vodka, peach schnapps, dark harvest Chardonnay, and orange juice. That's actually really good. So I actually normally don't like a sangria, but all of the ingredients in it just made it sound amazing. And it really is.
For my appetizer tonight, I got the apple salad. This is organic baby field greens, Granny Smith apple, butter pecans, blue cheese, cornbread croutons, and white balsamic vinaigrette. I'm not usually somebody who gets a salad for an appetizer, but because Taylor and I are trying to balance out what is on the menu to choose from, I got it, and it was really, really good. It was light, refreshing, a really good balance between that blue cheese and the pecans. And then I think what really threw me for a surprise, but was really good, were the Granny Smith apples. I think that they were poached because they were warm, extremely tender, and they didn't have that like sourness. I feel like Granny Smith apples tend to have a little bit more of like a sour bite to them, but these were just tender, sweet, all around a really good salad. I liked it a lot.
For my appetizer, I got the lobster and crab bisque. It's made with cognac, tomato, and cilantro in it. This was a super creamy, smooth lobster bisque, and you really did get the flavors of the lobster and the crab in there, and there were some pieces on the top, which I kind of liked. I do love that it's like the creaminess, but every once in a while when you get like the little tiny bites in there that were garnished on the top, just adds a little extra in there, but it was really good. It had that nice tomato base and was overall a really good bisque.
For my entree tonight, I got the Mediterranean salmon. This is tomatoes, feta cheese, olives, peppers, cilantro, Chardonnay, olive oil, spinach, rice, and tzatziki sauce. So all around, there's a lot going on this dish, and it was actually very good with the combination of flavors that was there. I think the things that I really liked the most about it were the olives, the peppers, tomatoes, and that like little bit of olive oil mixed in with that tzatziki sauce. It just kind of blended really well. Some things that I didn't really care for, I think, was the feta cheese. I'm not sure that like you really I don't think you really ever need to have a cheese on any type of fish dish, fish entree. But all in all, though, I think, you know, it was still really good. It was a huge portion on a bed of spinach leaves, and then you had the rice on top of that. So it was a full meal and was a little bit more closer. It was like closer to a salad than it was like a regular fish entree, I think. But it was still really good. And to talk about how the salmon was actually prepared, because that is the highlight of the dish. It was prepared medium, super tender, I don't think there was any part of that fish that was dry. Even on the outside edges, it was cooked perfectly through and through. So yeah, it was good.
For my entree tonight, I got the beef tenderloin. This comes with a butternut squash and yukon potato mash, grilled asparagus, and a mushroom sauce. I got my beef tenderloin cooked medium rare, and it was perfect. Had a nice little char on the outside and was a nice hot red center on the inside. Pretty much melted in your mouth, and I feel like I say the same description of like any beef tenderloin, but if it's cooked right, it should have that description. And the mushroom sauce that went with it was really nice. And I actually don't really like mushrooms, but I like the flavor, and there weren't like big chunks of mushroom in there, so that was really nice as well. The mash had a great flavor. It had a little bit of garlic in there, but not too much, and it was like It was definitely pureed because it was super smooth and was a really nice texture. And then the asparagus were grilled nicely, had a little bit of salt and pepper on there. Overall, a perfect dish for me because I love steak, asparagus, and mashed potatoes all together.
For dessert tonight, I got the Black Bee Honey Cheesecake. This is Orange Blossom Honey Cheesecake, Grand Marnier, caramel sauce, honeycomb waffle crisp. And this was absolutely fantastic. So good. It had, this is going to sound really weird, but it had just the right sound of whenever you push the spoon through the cheesecake. And it was just the right amount of firmness, the right smoothness. I mean, it was a classic cheesecake that just had such a great, that had subtle hints of orange or citrus in there. And it was just, I love cheesecake. Cheesecake's great. And whenever you start adding some of those extra touches in there, like lemon or orange, blueberry, things like that, it really just sets those apart from everything else. And it was phenomenal, really good. Highly recommend that you try it if you come here.
For my dessert, I got the Nutella lava cake. This is a chocolate and hazelnut molten cake with toasted hazelnuts. This was your classic molten lava cake. It was amazing. Super rich and chocolatey. You got a little bit of that hazelnut, like Nutella flavor in there. And then you could add a little bit of crunch from the hazelnuts that kind of come onto the side of the lava cake. They're not actually inside of it. And then I did also get a scoop of vanilla bean ice cream on the side. That was an additional charge from the lava cake, but I didn't care because it went together perfectly. We just finished eating here at the Boheme at the Grand Bohemian Hotel in Orlando, and it was a pretty good meal.
It was very different just because we don't usually venture out this far. We're actually in downtown Orlando.
Yeah, I think this is the first restaurant we've actually eaten in downtown Orlando.
Yes, and it was fantastic. It was really good. And price-wise, if you're wondering, it was very, very comparable to Disney signature restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
And probably even a little bit cheaper than that, actually.
Yeah, the prices were not bad at all. Now, tonight we did eat on the Orlando Magical Dining menu, so that was $35 per person for appetizer, entree, and dessert. And just so you are aware, that is not exclusive to Florida residents.
Right.
That is anybody dining at a restaurant on Orlando Magical Dining can do that menu.
Yeah. So it was really good. I would highly recommend that if you have the opportunity to come up here and try it out. I know it's very far from Disney, but every so often people are in Orlando, and it's a great place to check out and eat at.
Yeah, and this was a really nice restaurant and a hotel in general, so I was really excited we got to come here and try this out.
Yeah, just make sure that you get a reservation before you come.
Yeah, and let us know if you have ever dined at the Boheme here at the Grand Bohemian.